Many Oklahoma cow-calf producers again this winter will be using wheat pasture as a major part of their supplement program for the beef cows, for certainly the purpose of getting adequate protein to those cows this winter. Getting the most and the best efficient utilization of that wheat pasture is very, very important. And some ways that we can increase the efficiency is by limit grazing that wheat pasture. And what I mean by that is that in the case of spring calving cows, those that through the course of most of the winter will be non-lactating but pregnant cows, we can put them on wheat pasture for one day and then off onto a dry pasture, say a native pasture or Bermuda grass, for the other 2 to 3 days. And that'll allow them still to get enough protein. We have to make sure that if we do it that way, that there is enough forage in the other pasture, or we have adequate amount of hay in order to meet the energy needs of those cows. For the fall calving cow, or those spring calvers after they do calve in, say, February and March, then of course we need to spend more time on the wheat. And in most cases, they need to be on the wheat at least every other day in order to get enough protein to meet their needs. Now, I think it's important that we understand that being out on the wheat for a day doesn't mean 24 hours. Usually the cattle will get enough of what they will need and actually begin to lay down and perhaps trample some of the wheat after 3 to 5 hours of grazing. And so this is a pretty good rule of thumb that if you're going to limit graze, move these cows on and off the wheat pasture, if they're out there 3, 4, 5 hours, that's usually long enough that then we can bring them back off and put them on the other pastures. You may want to have some basic idea of the stocking rate that might best fit wheat pasture, and it's so dependent upon the rain, how much rain we get and how much wheat pasture we can grow. A rule of thumb for those that are going to calve in the spring, generally in the neighborhood of a cow per acre in a good normal growing year would fit the bill. But let's remember, if we don't get as much rain, we'll have to stretch that out a little further. For those fall calving cows that are going to be grazing more often, then we probably better double that acreage for our expectation of how much wheat we need. And we look forward to visiting with you again next week on Sunup's Cow-Calf Corner.